Okay, everybody, it's February 12th, 2019. Bob is on his way to making contact with a real Andromedan, not the Andromedan AI we've been talking to, but a real Andromedan. I believe his name is YLO. And this will be a channeling contact that is more normal to the ones he's done in the past. He doesn't like to do a whole lot of channeling, but he is superb at doing it, and they realized that if he had a real person to channel with in regards to their contacts, it would be a lot easier on his systems, because their AI is so strange. One of the things it does to him is when it's done, he feels very, very cold afterwards for a while. It's kind of a weird side effect. So,
well, I was just over the east coast of Africa and didn't see any spaceships out there, but I saw what looked like some small circular type, rounded type object that looked like it was burning up in the atmosphere.
maybe the Andromedas were taking care of some business, huh?
Could be. Well, I'm actually, for once, inside one of their craft.
Mm. That's a first, huh?
Yeah, I'm seeing this humongous, I'm going to have to say statue, sculpture, whatever, of the Archangel Michael. Wings extremely humongous. They go past my view scope here.
Neat.
And in front of him, in front of the sculpture, looks like there's a person standing and now starting to walk towards me.
Okay. This is probably Io.
Yeah, he just introduced himself as YLO.
YLO.
Oh, really? He says it would be very difficult for us to pronounce his name correctly. Something like excuse me. I'm a linguist and this is hard for me. Yayo. But he says go with YLO. He knows it's easier for most human speech.
Is this going to be a conversation or is it going to be a channeling?
Andrusha Nayesh. That is one of a number of possible Andromedan greetings. This is a channeling.
Oh, okay. There you are. I wasn't sure.
Now you know.
Pleased to meet you. Yeah. It's nice to have a real person to talk to as opposed to these AI channelings we've been doing.
The AI is sufficient in and of itself for what it does.
Sure.
But there are limits.
Yeah.
And the real concern was not that. The real concern was what effects are left within the one who is doing the channeling.
Yeah, yeah.
And since he is our favorite son, we did not wish this to continue.
Good, good. Well, I'm glad that you kept that in mind.
Now, we came into your solar system by way of the star you call Sol. For the sun itself
Our sun? You came through the sun?
Yes, it's a door.
No, I know. I just. Okay. I was clarifying.
All stars are.
Yes.
And at their heart, all stars have a singularity,
Uh-huh.
just as does every atom. So whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not, every atom in your body has the tiniest black hole at its center.
Wow. Interesting.
Think of how powerful you are. Think of the amazing amount of energy in 1 cubic centimeter of air.
Mm-hmm.
You could turn your world upside down with it.
And so every atom has a miniature black hole at its center.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Yes. And in fact, what you call the particulate matter of an atom
Uh-huh.
is actually energy that is swirling around the gravitational pull of that black hole. It's as though what you would call the event horizon.
Uh-huh.
Something similar to that.
Uh-huh. But how does it not... Normally, black holes eventually pull things into them.
Not always.
So there's some kind of balance that's achieved with most atoms somehow.
Yes, because there's another energy holding the atom up at its location. Its growth coordinates, we'll say. This is difficult because the term in your language hasn't been invented yet.
Uh-huh.
But
This is something that's new to even our secret sciences, right?
they're becoming aware of it,
Okay.
but they're not telling yet.
Okay.
Which brings up a different point for a moment.
Yeah.
There will be some information we will not be able to give you at times.
Sure.
Because, well, you have a term, loose lips sink ships.
Yes.
Some information, if we were to release this, would result in the deaths of those who are actually fighting to help improve your world.
Sure.
This we cannot.
If we've
tolerate.
heard that once, YLO, we've heard it, nearly 1 million times. We're very familiar with that situation.
Good.
Because we talk to a lot of people that have a lot of sensitive information, and so we're very familiar with that, and understanding of it.
There is an energy similar to what you call dark matter.
Uh-huh.
Not in the sense of dark having to do with any kind of hidden agenda or any kind of evil intent. Simply dark in that it hasn't been known to you and does not radiate at a level that you can see within the color spectrum that you do see.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think most people that pick up a book now and then are familiar with dark matter.
Unfortunately, we found that many of your people do not pick up books.
Yeah, that is a problem.
How much healthier your race would be if they did.
Yeah.
So we are here to help bring about changes which can give you a choice of whether you wish to pick up more books and more often or not.
Yes.
We're not here to determine your lives. We're not here to determine your governments. You've been told this in advance.
Yes.
One thing we will say concerning the ships which have been reported, and your scientist felt that they were perhaps mining your sun. No. They were checking on the frequencies of your sun because it is going through shifts and changes.
Yes.
They wanted to make sure that the different, well, your term has a magical connotation. The stargates
Uh-huh.
involved in your sun were still functional,
Mm-hmm.
and that the frequencies could be kept in check. So
Now, on that note, there's a lot of people that have been getting information about the sun is going to be going through. Let me preface it by saying this. It's coming into understanding by a lot of people, including yours truly, that our heart centers, if you will, are very much in communication with our sun. So that as we, as a planetary consciousness, is raising up and becoming more heart-centered, we are having an effect on the sun, and the sun is recognizing that and responding in kind, right?
That's partly right. The sun is also helping to cause you to wish to raise your heart center.
Right. And so with that in mind, there's supposed to be some type of super flash that's going to be happening in the near future with the sun involved. That's going to, they could possibly actually like super, raise up people's consciousness that are open to that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. And in some ways, the super flash has already begun and is ongoing. But you are not physically aware of it.
Okay.
In the sense of you don't feel it rippling across you. And you're not having your electronic grid shorted out because of it.
Yeah.
However, this may end up being the case.
Yeah.
We're trying to see that that won't happen.
Hopefully not.
So maybe there seems to be no such thing as a gentle super flash, but we're hoping to see that it will be. We've done this with other stars.
So is this something like a proton, super proton release that's, showering us? Or could you talk more about it?
That's what everything is. Think about infrared or ultraviolet. You don't see it.
Right.
To you, it's dark because it's an unknown. Well, if you have the right devices and lenses, yes, you'll be able to see it. But to your standard eyes, it is an unknown, so it's dark.
Yeah.
So is true of any light that you normally don't see. There was a time in your Earth when people who dealt with the hereafter, with souls in the hereafter, were considered to be dealing in the dark arts. That did not necessarily mean evil. It meant unknown, hidden.
Like the alchemist.
Yes, or a channeler, or a witch. Simply because they're dealing with an energy level that most of you deal with all the time and don't even know that you're doing.
Right.
They do know, and they know how to use it. All energy, and this is something that your human race is coming to understand. Your cutting-edge physicists already know this. They're just not making a lot of money on writing books about it yet. All energy is not just energy. It's intelligence, and it's communication by the fact that it exists.
Yeah.
And so all energy, whether you call it dark matter or whether you call it infrared, ultraviolet, or red, blue, green, whatever.
Yeah.
All energy is light. All energy is photons. All energy is a result of a photon blast.
Yeah.
Now, all energy then is a form of communication.
Information.
And it's in constant communication.
Yeah.
The energy involved here on Earth is in constant communication with the energy involved on the furthest side of the galaxy. And then the furthest side of the furthest galaxy. And it's all instantaneous.
I was just going to say, yes. There's no no space-time continuum drag.
No, there is not.
Yeah.
Unless you want there to be. Then you make it.
Right. To set your mind at ease, there are a lot of good writers that have physics backgrounds and qualifications that have been speaking about this for years now. So, it's just that, the mainstream science refuses to acknowledge, so many things. So many things.
How much steam do you have to build up to get a locomotive to run? That concept.
Right, right.
Sooner or later you get the 100th monkey.
I was just going to say the 100th monkey deal, yeah. Yeah.
And then everything changes.
Right, yeah, well.
A few moments ago, my people were, yes, I can say this, my people were trashing a satellite device that would have helped to complete a chain link web of satellites over your planet that would have brought harm to those who would be targeted.
Oh boy.
And now that web has been set back.
Good. So you're talking about what we commonly call TIs, targeted individuals.
Yes, something of that nature, and for that matter, it could target masses as well as individuals.
Yeah, that's understood as well.
So what we believe is if you give a species a break, give them a chance,
Yeah.
they most likely will make the right choices because it's in their nature to.
Mm-hmm.
And there are many in your world who would dispute me on that, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
We've been around a little longer, so we do know better.
Mm-hmm. Well, I thank you guys for that.
Certainly.
That situation is very dark, and you know, there's a lot of TIs that have committed suicide because some of them are under literal physical pain, you know, on a constant basis. Being gang stalked as well is all part of it. It's a
We're aware of this,
really,
but we do not wish to spend time on it right now.
yeah. No, I'm just
Because then
saying.
we are giving it more power.
Sure. I'm just making a couple comments for people that, you know, are watching this, you know.
But they can find out on their own.
Yeah.
We are at this time in an alignment which has three parts. We are in alignment with the one you call the Archangel Saint Michael, the one that you call the Christ, and then ourselves in between.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very important time on your earth.
Pivotal.
Extremely. The reptilians, who have been the main cause of dispersal of evil, not the main cause of evil.
Mm-hmm.
They were controlled by it because they gave themselves over to it.
Mm.
They listened to hollow promises. Many of them have rebelled against their controllers
Mm-hmm.
because not so much that they wished to grow spiritually, but because they knew what was going to happen to them if they did not. They knew that talking about targeted individuals, their race was targeted by Michael and by us.
Mm-hmm.
All that would have to be given is a command from our favorite sun,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be followed through with, and the reptilians and their civilizations would have been reduced to ashes and scattered in the winds of space.
Mm-hmm.
It could happen to your world too.
Mm-hmm.
We are here to see that it doesn't. The reptilians have made major growth. There are some, including the ones you used to refer to as gods, who need a wake-up call.
The Anunnaki,
Yes,
the cousins, yeah.
and we are here to help provide that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we are here to let them know what it will cost them if they do not adhere to it.
They haven't fully turned around yet, is that what you're saying?
No, they have not.
Okay.
For now, this is our first communication through to you.
Mm-hmm.
There will be another in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
We wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful afternoon, and a happy good life for you and all involved in your planet.
All right.
Remember to respect one another and all life forms that you may be. And us, you have our best wishes, even what you would refer to as our prayers. When we pray in the sense of a communication that is already happening, and in the sense of instead of praying about you and for you, we pray as though we are you receiving the prayer
Mm-hmm.
and its results.
Before you go, let me ask you for the site that I'm going to be posting this on. What do you think would be the best way to spell your name in English?
YLO.
YLO. And you pronounce it ILO.
YLO, in your language.
Okay, very good. All right, look forward to the next communication.
So do I.
Thank
so
you.
do we.
Okay, everybody, there you go. Very interesting first communication from a real Andromedan on board one of the Andromedan super crafts that is in orbit presently in our, over our Earth.
Yeah.
And
It is.
that's about that. Talk to you guys later.